Last week, we defined sales as shepherding a person from a place of need towards solution with care and integrity. A definition only tells you what something is. It does not tell you how to actually do it. Step by step, from the moment you meet someone to the moment they become someone you have served well. Today, we walk that journey, the actual process, stage by stage, the way a sale moves from the beginning to the end, whether we realize it or not. And today we are going to unveil or to be able to know that this is where it begins and this is where it ends. Because here is what many salespeople never learn. A sale is not a moment, it is a sequence. And when we understand that, we stop guessing and we start guiding. Welcome to The Market and the Mission, the show where business meets the Bible, where every sale, every pitch, every product is an opportunity to reflect the kingdom of God. So whether you are an entrepreneur, a salesperson, a marketer, an evangelist, this is your space. Because we believe that God was the original communicator and Jesus Christ was the greatest teacher of influence the world has ever seen. And the business principles that build his kingdom are the same principles that will build your business. So grab a seat at the table. Let's open the word, open our minds, and go to market God's way. This week, our anchor verse comes from the book of Luke chapter 5, from verse 1 to 11. That is the calling of Peter and the miraculous catch of fish. And so allow me to read. It says, one day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding round him and listening to the word of God. He saw at the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and he asked him to put out a little from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch. Simon answered, Master, we have worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the net. When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled boats so full that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, Go away from me, Lord. I am a sinful man. For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. Then Jesus said to Simon, Don't be afraid, for from now on you will be a fisher for people. So they pulled their boats on the shore, left everything, and followed him. I want you to watch the sequence. Jesus sees 2 boats that were left by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He gets into Peter's boats and starts and begins to teach from there, building trust before making any request. Then he asks Peter to put down into the deep and let down the nets. Peter objects. Why? Because they had worked all night and caught nothing. But he does it anyway. Then the nets fill so completely that they begin to break. Peter falls at Jesus' feet, overwhelmed at what he saw, at the miracle. And then Jesus makes the actual invitation. Follow me and I will make you a fisher of people. Notice just what happens. Presence before request, a specific instruction, a specific tested instruction, an objection that was honestly voiced, and a result so undeniable that it produced conviction. And only then, the actual invitation to a completely different life, from fishing to fisher of people. That is a process. It's not a single moment. a sequence, each stage building on the other before it. And it is the model for everything that we are going to discuss today, sales as a process. Now let's make or name the stages of sales as a process, 6 of them, moving from the first contact to a lasting relationship. Stage number 1 is prospecting, where you identify your target market. Who needs what you have? Who needs what you carry? You are not looking for everyone, but specific people who need what you genuinely carry. Jesus knew that Peter needed a miracle, and that's why he went there. Prospecting without a defined target market is a waste of time. Stage number 2, initial contact. You have identified, now you're meeting the customer for the first time, either through a call or a physical meeting. This is where trust either begins or is damaged. Jesus got into the boat before he could ask for anything. He built presence first. Your first customer or your first contact should build presence first. Let the customer feel your presence before you could pitch anything. Stage number 3 is qualifying. This is discerning whether what you have really fits what the customer needs. Do they actually have the need my offer addresses? Can they actually benefit? This stage protects both you and the client from a mismatched sale that serves no one well. So not every inquiry deserves a full proposal. Some just deserve an honest and respectful no. Stage number 4, presenting. You have identified, you have met the person, you have discerned that they really need what you have. Now you're presenting. Now this is where you tailor your offer based on what you heard from the client, not that pitch that you have been reciting over and over again to every client. Peter was given a specific instruction by Jesus: put down into the deep and let out the nets. Right there. He did it. It wasn't a general principle for fishing. It was a specific instruction for a specific situation. That should be your case as you're presenting to your client. Stage 5 is handling objections. Of course, it will always come. Rarely will you present an offer and the client accepts it wholesomely. Objections will arise. How do you handle this? In this case, we have had Peter objecting because they had worked all night and caught nothing. He voiced it honestly, and Jesus did not argue him down, nor did he shame him because he doubted. No, he simply repeated that instruction with quiet confidence. And let's note that an objection is not a rejection. It is simply a request for more assurance. You know, if you are supplying or you're offering this product, the client needs more information about it. That is what you are tasked to do. So your job is to give a real, honest reason why that meets their needs. Stage 6 is closing. You have convinced and satisfied the customer to a point now. It is closing time. This is the invitation to decision. Notice, Jesus did not make the invitation to follow him, but only until after the nets were full, that the value had already been proven. Closing is not something that you force at the start. It naturally comes once there is trust, there is fit, and the value has already been established in the previous stages that we have discussed. Now that the deal has closed, so what next? Because this is the 7th stage that many salespeople stop short of after the sale. That is where there is retention, follow-up, and ongoing relationship. And we are going to spend a full episode on knowing your customer deeply. And this is exactly where that knowledge either is applied or is forgotten. The sale closing is not a finish line. It is the beginning of a relationship. So 7 stages: prospect, contact, qualify, present, handle objections, close, and stay. When you skip any of them and the process breaks down somewhere down the line, usually right at the point where you skipped. Here is the parallel. And here is what strikes me most about Luke 5. Jesus did not skip a single stage, though he could have, because he's the Son of God. He could have simply commanded Peter from the shore with no boat, no fish, no process at all. But he did not. First, he built presence. He gave us specific instruction. He allowed the objection to be voiced honestly. And then finally, he let the results speak before he could make the ask. If the Son of God did not skip any stage, then we do not have an excuse to skip any stage with the people that we are called to serve, whether in the marketplace or in the business. This matters enormously for evangelism. Some believers try to close before they even build presence or qualify genuine openness or even handle honest objections, because they will always come, as I'd said earlier. They go straight from initial contact to an altar call. You wonder why so few people respond? The gospel is not weak. The process was skipped. Others build wonderful relationships, years of presence, of trust, of working with along someone, but they never actually make a clear invitation. They stay forever at stage 2, initial contact, never reaching stage 6, closing. Both extremes miss what this Luke 5 shows us: a complete process, honored stage by stage with love and patience. At every stage will almost produce nets so full that they begin to break. I have 3 practical applications for us this week. Application number 1, map your current process. Pick your last 5 sales, whether they were successful or not, and identify which of the 7 stages you actually moved through. Where did most of them stall? Now, that is the stage where you need the most deliberate attention going forward. Application number 2, do not skip the qualifying stage. This week, before presenting your offer to anyone, ask yourself honestly, does this person genuinely have the need my offer addresses? If the answer is an honest no, please take courage and say so respectfully, rather than pressuring a sale that will not serve them well. Application number 3, build a simple after the sale check-in. Choose one recent client whose relationship ended the moment a sale closed. Reach out this week, not to sell anything further, but just to ask a simple question: how what you offered or the product you sold is working for them. Stage 7 normally begins with just one phone call. One phone call. So this is our challenge this week. I want to challenge us this week to take one deal currently sitting in front of you that you are unsure of how to move forward. Identify exactly which stage it got stuck at. Is it prospecting? Is it contact? Is it qualifying? Is it presenting? Is it objection? Is it closing? Or is it after the sale care? Then take one deliberate action to move it to the next stage. Not by pressure, but by process. Peter's nets did not fill because he panicked and he grabbed every fish in the market to fill the net. No. They filled because he followed a simple instruction, specific instruction in a specific order, given by someone who knew exactly what the process required. So trust the process. Honor each and every stage and watch what fills your nets. Hear it, practice it, and build on the rock. This platform exists to cite the truth, to catalyze bold action, inspire unwavering belief, transform cultural mindsets, and equip every believer, every business person, every evangelist with tools to operate with kingdom consciousness. This has been the market and the mission, and I have been your host, Doreen Achieng. But before you go, would you do something for me? If this added value to you, like it, share it with a friend, a relative, a neighbor, or anyone who needs to hear that the market and the mission were never meant to be apart. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Leave a comment and let me know what stood out to you. So until next time, sell well, live right, and reach the world. God bless you. Bye-bye.